Good evening and thank you for joining us. 8 people have been arrested in a high-profile art fraud case. It involves fake artwork passed off as that of the late Norval Morriseau. Investigators with Thunder Bay Police and the OPP announced the results of a 3-year-long probe at a news conference in Orillia today. Jessa Clement joins us live in the studio with the details. Jessa.
Thanks, Ryan. Police discovered that this was a decades-long scam, with fake artwork and paintings being distributed to unsuspecting buyers in numerous countries. Police believe that this is the biggest case of art fraud ever seen around the world. Thunder Bay Police began the probe in 2019, the same year that the documentary titled "There Are No Fakes" was released. Then, in 2020, a major case manager with the OPP Criminal Investigation Branch began leading the investigation of the alleged production, distribution, and sale of fake artwork falsely attributed to the late Norval Morriseau. Now 8 people have been arrested and are facing a total of 40 charges. This includes Gary Lamont, a 61-year-old Thunder Bay man who has been arrested numerous times and described as a serial sexual predator by a Superior Court judge. The other local suspects are Diane Champagne, Benjamin Morriseau, a nephew of Norval Morriseau, Linda Tachuk, and alleged fraud originator David Voss. The other 3 suspects are from Southern Ontario. Detective Sergeant Jason Ryback says the scam started with Voss back in 1996.
He developed a group of individuals that were producing, creating the paintings in Thunder Bay and then distributing them across the world. And in 2002, Gary Lamont got involved with another of creating paintings outside of the Voss group. The big difference is Gary took advantage of 2 Indigenous artists, one being Benji Morriseau and one being Tim Tate, who is in the documentary There Are No Fakes.
Detective Inspector Kevin Bayou spoke about the case on behalf of the OPP.
As we progressed and we saw the extent and the size of the fraud, the different groups involved, and what they did to manufacture, distribute, sale, it just grew exponentially, and I think surprised us all at the end.
Police believe around 4,500 to 6,000 paintings were created, with some being sold for tens of thousands of dollars to unsuspecting members of the public. However, Ryback says they're unsure how much money was actually made through the scam.
We came up with a number, and again, it's a hypothetical number, in the sense that, around $15,000 per painting would be reasonable. Again, I think that's on the low end. If you do the math, you're up around $100 million. And so we believe that this is the biggest art fraud in world history.
We know that they went and were distributed across Canada, into China, into Germany, they're in the US. So there's just no way of knowing it.
Bayou adds that any new evidence could lead to additional charges. Police encourage anyone who believes they may be in possession of a fraudulent work of art to contact a lawyer or the Law Society of Ontario. Jessa Clement, TBT News.